Bruce Cassidy could tell before Saturday's 6-0 loss to Utah that the Golden Knights were running on fumes. We'll talk about it next, right here on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick. Happy December to all of you from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. And please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by Gametime. Download the Gametime app today. Use that promo code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off of your first purchase.
Gametime.
Gametime. Bruce, I'm so sorry for your loss. Who am I mimicking? The media. Bruce, I'm just so sorry. Oh, that was just so sad. Bruce Cassidy knows his team well. In Saturday's pregame presser, he was warning about the fact that he could sense his Golden Knights might be hitting the wall. 9 days on the road, only Thanksgiving Day off, then back-to-back games. The only day off would be on Sunday, and he could tell that his team might not have it in its legs, especially against Utah Saturday night. And VGK did have its legs early, but they mismanaged the puck awfully. And quickly, it was 3-0 Utah, Chris. And the final was 6-0 in favor of the Utah Hockey Club. And you have said it so many times, you never know what to expect out of Ilya Samsonov.
Yeah, I mean, I put 2 tweets out in October that Samsonov is going to have some pockets of spectacular play, and then I think I compared something to a beer leaguer goaltender after they've had a few, and that's certainly what happened on that shorty that where Samsonov went for a little walk in the park. I mean, I want to start with your first point about hitting a wall and getting tired and everything. Winnipeg Jets from the 22nd to the 29th against VGK. They had 5 games and looks like 8 or 9 nights right there. Utah just lost an overtime game to the Edmonton Oilers, and they had a pocket of 3 games, 4 nights, 2 days off, and then a back-to-back. So I don't like that. It's one thing if a team is waiting for 4 days for the Golden Knights, right? And the Golden Knights are playing their 4th game in 3 nights. Okay, fine. But it was an even playing field, and it was actually tilted towards Vegas because they were at home for both their games. So I don't know if I'm a fan of that. Now, listen, what I will accept to a degree is these games happen. This is going to happen every year to every team. 1 or 2 games, just whatever. For some reason, it's Arizona and Utah for Vegas. It was last year, the same Saturday, not the same date, but the same Saturday, because me and Chris like watching WWE or wrestling and all that stuff. And Survivor Series, one of their big, what they call premium live events, was the same Saturday last year where Arizona beat the Golden Knights 2-0 on a Saturday night. And now Utah, parent club of Arizona, however you want to look at that, same thing happened. So I think this is the WWE Survivor Series War Games curse. Long story longer.
Okay, let's talk about the real bad play, the blunder by Samsonov and turning the puck over, but moreover, post-game, state-run television blasting the fans for coming out and booing and giving the Bronx cheer, in their words, when Samsonov made a save. The fans are entitled to do that, are they not? Are they not?
Was hot on Twitter about all the Team Canada goalies and how Aiden Hill's been playing too. So I mean, listen, it's this. If Vegas wants to pretend to be a major sports market the way the Golden Knights handle their business, then they got to be ready for major market reactions. This was soft compared to what would have happened if this was a Yankee game or a Ranger game or a Maple Leafs game. This was soft. All right, this was absolutely soft. Yes, the Golden Knights, you can hear them booing and giving the Bronx cheers to Samsonov, and the team earned it. Like, this is what the team gets. It's a Saturday night in Vegas. It's right after the Golden Knights beat a good team finally, and this is a game. Golden Knights were minus 160, Winnipeg plus 140. There was no indicator out there that a game like this was going to happen. Not a 6-0 shellacking, at least. So it's unfortunate, but the fans have every right to react however they want. And Tuesday, if and when and if the Golden Knights beat the Edmonton Oilers, they're going to cheer their brains out, and that's fine too. Like that's part of sports, and it doesn't got to be a major market; it's any market, and that's how it goes. And the biggest question I guess I'm going to have here is, why leave Samsonov out there? Why is Samsonov not out after the third goal? Answer: Golden Knights played on Friday against Winnipeg. Okay, well, if Adin Hill is not able to play unless basically an emergency scenario, which clearly it was, then why is he even dressed? Why is he even dressed? Healthy, scratch him. Schmid, I don't know if the roster room is there or not, but point is, if a goalie can't go, then don't have him dressed. Now Samsonov gets out there for 6 goals. It's the crowd riding the entire game. That messes with your head. It messes with the goalie's head. I don't care what the situation is. I get he's the backup. Adin Hill's on the pedestal. Fine, whatever. But now Samsonov, this is in the back of his mind whenever the next start's going to be for him.
Yeah, for sure. And, VGK in the first 2 meetings against Utah did flirt with fire because they trailed 2-0 in each of those 2 games. And just a matter of time after, they scored that first goal, Utah 5-hole on Samsonov, you could sort of see maybe some steam coming out of the VGK. And here we go again. And if you give up -2 already for VGK, sooner or later, that's going to catch up.
Well, listen, it's the NHL. It's the best league in the world. And it doesn't matter if it's the Sharks who've been playing well, but the Sharks, the Sabres, any other, the Blackhawks, any other bottom feeder right now, it's tough to climb out of that hole, especially when it's a decent team like Utah, or obviously teams like the Jets and all that stuff. So it's like you said, flirting with fire is a very safe way to say that. Back to Samsonov, his body language. He stopped playing in that game. You watched the reactions, like it was the puck. This puck's probably going to go, and I'm not even going to react to it. And he wanted out of that game, and I don't blame him for wanting out of that game. And Adin, I know, played the night before, but this is, these are the types of things where maybe it's just one game. Maybe we're reading a little too much into this right now. Or maybe it's one game where we go back 3 weeks from now. We're like, remember that Utah game in the end of November? And maybe some of these things were exposed. I mean, we'll talk more about the Jets, obviously, in the second segment. But there was a couple goals that VGK gave up in that game that were just an indicator of VGK not being at the top of their game. And I'm not going to go too deep into that right now. But point is, there was some spillage into Saturday's game against Utah. I think I called 5-2 Vegas, right? I didn't think it was going to be a close game at all. I think you said 4-3 or 4-2, and Chris was 4-2.
VGK would have to come back in this game and 1-0 or whatever it might have been. I just felt like that's the way Utah plays. That's their
someone
style.
I don't know who it was, but when I put the locks out there, someone said, "Oh, great, all 3 of them are on the Golden Knights," and so
that's never good. That's never good.
Noah Hanifin, speaking of not good transition, Tony.
Can we go on Hanifin? First of all, I just want to go back.
He's got it queued up.
I am so ready for this. Friday night, state-run television. No one was talking about Noah Hanifin in the preseason, and here he comes out of the clouds, and he is going to make the 4 Nations face-off team for Team USA. Now, everyone is talking about him. He has played exceptionally this season. Exceptionally.
Wait, they said that?
Yes.
Who?
Put the stinking.
Why?
Just whatever. Go back and watch the post game again, or between periods, whatever it was. I just had enough of that. And what was he, -4 last night? What is
he
his
was -4?
Like?
Someone did ask finally about Noah Hanifin in the post game presser.
We've been asking about him for 2 months.
Yeah, and Cassidy shook it off. Basically said, well, now he's not in the power play. He's getting less touches, so therefore maybe he's pushing a little bit. I mean, it was a pretty canned answer. You can tell reading between the lines that I think it was certainly a little more on the mind of Coach Cassidy than he would like us to believe. But last against the Jets in a victory, he was on the bottom of the stat card, I believe. And then yesterday,
he had to be last.
He was twice as bad as Alex Pietrangelo, who was the second worst player last night.
Oh my goodness!
So this is,
quit it.
I mean, you asked Tony, and then
exceptional hockey, exceptional.
You asked about this at some points,
and exceptional never would put those 2 words together. Sorry.
No, that's fine. You asked me about. I can't remember if you said. I think maybe it was a napkin thing about Hanifin being a bust, and I think I shrugged it off because VGK was playing well. Chris Kondos on the side has talked to me about Hanifin being a bust, and a bust is a real big word right now to use, but the reality is Tomas Hertl is a -9 for the VGK. Noah Hanifin right there behind is a -7. Nicholas Haig, who's had an injury, season so far, is a -3. Shea Theodore is a -2. And then on the other side, freaking Braden McNabb is a +16. White Cloud is a +5. So there is a big gap right now as far as the defensemen are concerned from where, put Braden McNabb and Hanifin out there. Problem solved?
Perhaps, right? Yeah.
Braden McNabb is responsible. He keeps his butt back there unless it's a perfect situation. Hanifin can go do whatever the heck he wants because Braden McNabb is going to be back there. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't see what the pairings were last night. Maybe that's what the pairings were. I don't know, but maybe that's
last night was Pietrangelo and Hanifin.
Great, lovely. I love those two. I love those two on the ice together. Love them. They're great. They're awesome together.
Korzak had a bad game. Your guy Holtz moved to the fourth line. He's going to the fifth line. Yeah, the guy on the milk carton. And then you can also let's credit Jackson Stauber of Utah. 29 saves for the hockey club last night. Stauber 6-1 in the National Hockey League, and he seems to look legit. He had some really good saves, especially your guy Holtz had a good shot at him, but whatever.
Yeah, okay. Listen, I thought I heard. I'm going to look this up right now. I got Stauber's DB coming up here. So Stauber, it's been a hot minute since he even played an NHL game. His last time in the NHL was 22-23 with the Hawks. 6 games played, 281 goals against, 911 save percentage. That's pretty dang good, actually, considering that Blackhawks team.
Was he a Hobie Baker candidate or something in college?
I don't know. Maybe it sounds fun. But his stats have always been okay. Fun. I don't know why he hasn't been able to carve out a role with a team in the NHL. Maybe this is going to be his opportunity up there, over there, down there in Utah. We'll see. We'll see. First time. I'm assuming that's the first time the Golden Knights faced Stauber. Maybe they faced him in 22-23 in one of those 6 games, and maybe there's just some weird stat where VGK, their first time facing a goalie, it doesn't work out too well. I don't know, but full marks to Stauber, full marks to Utah for coming in and making this a quick one. I didn't even look at the score. We were playing a hot game of a Nintendo Switch or Mario Party Jamboree with the family last night, and my phone was charging. I didn't even look at it until, I don't know, about 7:25 maybe. I'm like, look at the score. What the Friday? And I showed up to Chris, and we're like,
hit the brakes, bro.
And then, like a dum-dum, I said, after it was 4-0 after the first, I said VGK is going to make a game of this. And
you did say that. I saw that tweet. At
least Arizona didn't convert the extra point, so we'll give him that.
Yeah, I was at the football game. So let's see. So last night, the UNR mascot I caught napping on the sideline. That was great. Kind of gave up, just like the hands behind the head. That was awesome.
You know what else gave up? The Silver Knights admin
Silver Knights
team
gave up
against
VGK gave up
6-1. Yeah,
anyone give up in WWE last night? Anyone?
I don't know.
Somebody had to give up. And Olofsson played a -2 last night. Welcome back, Mr.
Get him back on the ice. Get him his reps. Get him reps.
You need some reps. And UNLV needs some practice. They were not able to practice. Here's the narrative, bro. They were not able to practice on the road. 9 days without practice. 9 days not able to practice. Coming up next, big win on Friday night. Seems like such a long time ago against the Winnipeg Jets. We'll get to that when we return right here on this friendly edition, holiday edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
What the friendly?
Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel. That's right. It's America's #1 sportsbook. We are recording on Sunday, and it's a big day of NFL action. So check it out. And luckily, the Raiders cannot lose on this Sunday. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Of course, the FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything that you need to place live bets on the National Football League all in one place. If you get that hunch in the middle of the game, just go to FanDuel and you could start betting live. And there's live play-by-play action and so much more. So just visit FanDuel.com, join today. You will get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That is FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the National Football League. And we are also brought to you by Gametime, which has a new feature called Gametime Picks. Makes getting tickets for your favorite live events even easier. And the picks will be filtered out. You get rid of all of that fluff, so it shows you only the incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. And my favorite app features, well, why do I think that FanDuel is a place to be? The super deal, the seat views before you buy, lowest price guarantee. They've got event cancellation protection, job loss protection, and so much more. And don't forget, my favorite of all time is the all-in pricing. And so you toggle this feature, and it will show you the total up front. So there are no surprise fees at checkout. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets today with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use that promo code LOCKDOWNNHL, and you will get $20 off of your first purchase. Download Gametime today. What time is it, Mr. Golick?
Game time.
Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights, Tony Cardasco. Wow, such enthusiasm. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen.
Shut up, Tony.
We appreciate you tuning in, especially our everydayers. Don't forget, Fridays are reserved for WTF. What the Friday? Saturdays. Sometimes it's Chris and Chris Jr. show. Please subscribe today to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We're always trouble when we record these on like off days or what have you.
I just wonder if anyone had like headphones on listening to this. They hear a dog, they start looking around like, what the
what the Friday. So Friday night, Brett Howden scored the winning goal with about 4 minutes remaining, and VGK wins
Howden was rolling
the victory over the Winnipeg Jets 4-3. Fun game, 2 goals apiece for Howden and for Ivan Barbashev of VGK, and 2 goals for Cole Pervetti, Mom Spaghetti. I just call him Mom Spaghetti for the Jets.
Not spaghetti, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. Winnipeg was playing in the 5th of 6 road games. Never found out why, though, Chris. 15-game winner Connor Hellebuck was scratched right before the game. And so VGK faces Eric Cromery rigged.
You know, I put something out there, and I have no idea if this is accurate or not, but my angle on the Jets, on the Golden Knights, before, again, this is pregame. I said, you wonder with the Winnipeg situation, holiday in Vegas, long road trip, if this might have been like a guilty game or something like that. And I guess the broadcast said they wanted to save Hellebuck for 2 divisional games. I think that's crap. Personally, that's just me. And maybe they had a little fun night. I don't know what it was, but either way, good to see the Golden Knights get a victory over a good team. That's the primary takeaway. The stuff before the game about, an angle, maybe it was a guilty game. That's all. That's just me being goofy. I'm not at all saying that's why the Golden Knights won that game. Golden Knights get full marks. They beat a good team. They beat a really good team. And the Golden Knights didn't even play that great of a game, in my opinion. So that certainly bodes well for down the line. I mean, the Arizona game obviously puts a little damper in this perspective, I guess, but I think this certainly does bode well for VGK's prospects of playing
the
another
Arizona
game.
game.
Did I say Arizona?
Yeah, that's great. No, let's call them Arizona. Who cares?
That's one. That's one. Make sure we're all counting, guys.
No, that's awesome. They are Arizona still. When they lose, they're Arizona. When they win, they're Utah, I suppose. Aiden Hill stopping 22 of 25 shots. La-di-da-di-da, as again, state-run television giving all the flowers to Aiden Hill. Yes, he deserves to have some flowers. And this week, they will be naming the players, the rosters for the 4 Nations face-off.
I'll take a stab.
Okay,
Aiden
go ahead.
Jordan Binnington, Marc-Andre Fleury.
That's Logan Thompson. No, you don't think so, huh? You're not feeling it?
Snub.
You think there's going to be a snub in LT?
Snub.
Oh, why? Because their coach didn't showcase him and play him when, in front of all the scouts and everything?
Experience, Tony. Experience. It matters, apparently.
LT versus Aiden Hill. You hate to come down to that, but LT's had the better season.
LT's has outperformed all three of them, to be fair, this season.
To be very fair, he has. He really has. I still do not understand why Brett Howden signed that contract so early. He was absolutely, team-friendly deal.
Listen, let's be clear. Howden's happy with the deal, so that's important.
How could that even be?
Howden signed it.
He's good through 2029, but he could have made maybe $4 million on the open market after having
4 times 5 seems to be a lot more in play now, or 4.5 times 3. I mean,
yes, he would have made the same amount of money. Who needed the term? He would have made the same amount of money with a shorter deal.
Yeah, no, I'm certainly with you. I'm really curious here. So, JP Barry, we're going to talk about JP Barry.
McCrimmon fleeced him. He fleeced his own guy.
JP Barry is the agent of Brett Howden. Looks like 78 active contracts in the National Hockey League for JP Barry. So it's a busy individual. It's a real busy individual. I'm trying to find out who. But point being is, I don't know. I think that's, like you said, team-friendly deal. Really fast, just a couple perspectives from the Jets game that I had. Number one, again, there was a goal given up where it's an offensive zone face-off. You have Nick Waugh and Keegan Colasar just blowing their coverage on the draw. 3-on-2 the other way. Okay, that happens. Fine, whatever. The on-2 part was Hanifin and Pietrangelo. Hanifin has his area of the ice covered. He's on the left side. He's got the shooting lane, and he's got his stick in the passing lane. That's what you're supposed to do. For whatever reason, Pietrangelo doubles down on the middle of the ice and leaves the whole right side open, and whoever tapped in the rebound gets it. And Aiden Hill, bad rebound, but that's going to happen. I mean, clearly it was a shot off the pads as a pass. So that's,
was that a shot pass?
Dude, they said it 3 times the last couple of games. I'm tired of hearing shot pass.
I've never heard that before in my life before this age.
That's the other one, and then one more face-off that leads to a goal. I don't know if it was Hurdle that took the draw. It was a defensive zone face-off. 2 passes around the perimeter, and a shot comes from deep. Aiden Hill didn't see it. Whatever, not on him by any means. But you watch those 2 goals, and then you bring that over to the Utah game. I didn't say it. It's only half on the scorecard. Yeah. That goes over to the Utah game, and it's like, okay, wait a minute here. Now maybe that was a sign of things to come. But again, I want to be clear. Golden Knights not at their best. Beat a good Jets team without Mark Stone. And the Golden Knights played on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 6.5.
Come on.
I don't care about Hellebuck. I don't care. Golden Knights get credit.
Okay.
They beat a good team, Tony. That doesn't matter.
Like, I don't 15-win goaltender, though, Chris.
I don't care. The Golden Knights beat a good team. If we're going to be on the one side if we're going to drag them the entire ding-dong season about not beating a good team right now, the Golden Knights beat a good team. And that's it. They beat a good team. I'm done. That's it. I'm happy.
Okay, so that'll take us to break. Coming up next.
I said the transition.
You just put the brakes on. What to make of this weekend for VGK? We'll discuss that as we return right here on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. PrizePicks, it's the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, and PrizePicks has really made fantasy sports accessible to everyone. You just more or less pick at least 2 players for your shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks, and now you could win 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. That's right. And I see people all over X just cashing tickets right and left. PrizePicks, the best way to get action on sports now in over 30 states. That includes California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. And PrizePicks invented the flex play. That means that you can still cash out of your lineup. Even if it's not perfect, you can double your money even if one of your picks does not hit. and it puts its members first. So all of the withdrawals are fast, they are safe, they are secure. And when my picks hit, I can get my money as quickly as in 15 minutes. So sign up today and you get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. Again, that is guaranteed money. PrizePicks, the best way to win real money this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds. Turn your sports opinions into real money all season long. And again, download the app today. Use that promo code LOCKEDONNHL. You'll get $50 instantly when you play $5 PrizePicks. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick reporting. And again, don't forget, Friday's WTF. Saturday is the Chris times Chris Jr. show. So the post-game narrative, the reason why VGK, one of the reasons why they probably lost last night or Saturday night is because they couldn't hear their coach. He lost his voice. Bro.
I caught that. That was and they drag him for a 10-minute presser on Friday night. Like
I know. Let's have coming up next. This one, that one, this one, and this one. Bruce,
come on, Garrett, cut it short.
So sorry for your loss. Okay. Post-game narrative on Saturday night. We need to practice. Not able to practice on the road 9 days. We don't have a day off until Sunday, and this team is gassed. Do you buy into all of that?
The gassed part, sure, they're tired, fine, whatever, but not to the sense that it wasn't an even playing field. The Jets and the Utah Coyotes, there you go, and the Utah Hockey Club were gassed. So I think those cancel each other out. The practice narrative, these are NHL players who've been doing this the better part of their adult lives. So I'm not going to put a lot of stock into the practice part. We're talking champions here. We're talking champions. So the practice part, I don't want a lot to do with. So if we're going to compare right now the upcoming schedule here, this is the last of 3 games in a row. Then they go to Anaheim for a back-to-back on Wednesday. The schedule is pretty condensed.
They go to Anaheim and the back-to-back. So what's the back-to-back?
Edmonton in Vegas, Anaheim in Anaheim. Come back Friday against Dallas. So the games are getting condensed right now.
Well, they're condensed because of the Four Nations face-off. That's going to be
Four Nations face-off.
I know.
Exhibition
and it's going to be a 2-week gap. It'll be a 2-week gap, and you want to talk about players being gassed. How many VGK players are going to make it into the Four Nations? 5, maybe 5, 6. Talk about being gassed. The tail end. This VGK team they better not be this soft after that. I got to tell you that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Four Nations, it's important to the players. So that's something that should carry a little bit of weight as well. It's not, I don't think it should be as important, but it is important to the players. So if it's giving them motivation to do better while they're wearing the VGK sweater, fine, so be it. As far as the weekend, this is weird. Like, do you put more stock into the Jets game? Do you put more stock into the Utah game? You know, it's strange and something I've been thinking. It's something I've been thinking about, and honestly, it's hard to really get a vibe on it because it was such.
No.
Go ahead. Okay, what do you got? You got something? Go ahead.
No, I don't agree. I think that VGK emptied the tank against Winnipeg and had nothing left in that tank against your Arizona team, Utah team.
But what does that mean, empty the tank? I don't understand. Like,
means
first of all, you got a new player in the lineup in Olofsson, right? Olofsson didn't play on Friday, I believe, right?
No.
He did. You got at least a fresh body out there.
The intern said on our Twitter handle that he was playing. So that intern. Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah, I saw that. I was confused. But whatever. Interns drink. I don't know. I mean, they emptied the tank, but so what? I don't know if I buy into the fact that they shouldn't have at least had. I mean, there's a line between a 6-0 loss and a 4-2, spirited game where the Golden Knights gave it their all, so to speak. I don't like how they just shut down. They just all completely shut down in that game. Not a lot happening after the whistles, and even Kolesar is whacking at the puck, and 3 Utah players wrap them up, and no one's really doing much. Like, you can tell Kolesar's like, I don't want to do this right now.
No. But Kolesar was the best in plus minus at 0. He was the best on the team. He was 0.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, Korczak, Barbashev, Eichel,
Korczak was
Kolesar. Those are your top 4 on the hockey stat card.
Korczak had 6 giveaways.
Well, he must have had 7 takeaways then, because he was the best VGK according to hockey stat cards.
There's no way. That's rigged. Is he due for a new contract?
Everything is rigged. But I guess just to ramble a little bit more here, big win against Winnipeg, but an equally as quick reminder that you got to be good in the NHL to win games. And I know that's not a good take by any means, but that's just how quickly things can turn. And I'm not going to put stock into the fact that I'm not going to say Utah is better than the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm not saying that by any means, but it's a reminder that VGK at least needs to be their best and be prepared all the time. Was it lack of preparation? You said Cassidy was lightly, kind of tiptoeing around the topic of, is VGK going to have anything left going into this game? I mean, obviously they didn't. You put some of that on coach, you put some of that on the team, and Samsonov, you just hate the way he's reacting after those goals out there. It's very tough to watch, and Samsonov's going to be a big part of this Vegas Golden Knights team, who now has Stanley Cup aspirations, especially after they finally beat a good team. Tony, they finally beat a good team. So now, my timeline suggests that they're going all the way, right? I mean, my Friday night after the Trans-Siberian Orchestra concert, which was absolutely remarkable.
It was. I saw your videos.
Amazing.
Cool.
Amazing.
The kids liked it. The kids enjoyed it.
No, loved it. Loved every second of it. Amazing show.
Nice.
From the quality of the music to the atmosphere to the Christmas stuff. Then of course the pyro during the show was absolutely, but it wasn't like blowing up loud pyro. It was just like visual pyro everywhere.
Subtle pyro.
It wasn't Metallica or Rammstein pyro, put it to you like that. It was visualistic pyro, but it was real fire. Like, it wasn't fake or anything. Like, it wasn't rigged. So back to wherever I was going and all
Where
this
were
here.
you going?
It's just a reminder that the Golden Knights need to be at their best all the time, and that this is how quickly something can turn. I think we maybe have a different perspective if the Jets come in and beat the Golden Knights on Friday than Utah. The Golden Knights bounce back against Utah on Saturday. I got the Chuck Knobloch Gibbs here right now with Arizona and Utah.
You do have the
so. Let's see if what the Golden Knights have on Tuesday against Edmonton, and almost more importantly, is where does this sound? What are they going to have Wednesday against Anaheim? That's what I'm really curious.
Come on,
to see.
That's an exhibition game.
Is it? It wasn't last year against Anaheim. It wasn't last year.
It will be this year. They're just they're not
okay. Great. Then you're right, Tony. The Golden Knights should trounce them. They should crush them.
Yeah. And then come back, and they'll probably beat Edmonton. This team is just up and down. So how do you play the goaltenders this upcoming week? So you've got Anaheim first, is that right?
No, Edmonton first.
Yeah.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
First.
So Edmonton is first. Obviously, that's Hill, and then do you come back with Samsonov?
Oh God, yeah. If they wouldn't put Hill in the mop up situation, he's not playing back to back. The guy, no, it's in his contract. Like, Roger Dorn isn't going to do any calisthenics he doesn't deem necessary. So Tuesday, Edmonton, Hill. Wednesday, Anaheim, Samsonov. Friday, Dallas, Hill. And then Golden Knights have a week off from the 6th to the 12th. Speaking of rig, there you go, Tony. They have no games from the 6th to the 12th, so that's their bye week, quote unquote, that each of the teams get once throughout the year too.
But they get the Christmas holiday break.
Christmas holiday break. Do the Golden Knights get a Christmas holiday break?
Yes, of course.
They play home, and then on the 23rd, and they go back the 27th against San Jose.
Yeah,
and then they're home for New Year's Eve.
They're home.
Valentine's Day is the Four Nations face-off. I'm sure you'll blame someone for that. They'll have a St. Patrick's Day game on March 20th. I'm sure you'll get pissed off
for the
about
players.
That. They're playing Boston on St. Patrick's Day. Now, hold on a second here. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that March 20th? Is that St. Patrick's Day, right?
Or no, the 17th. What are you doing?
Wait, I don't know what the dang day, but okay. So the Golden Knights are going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day Thursday the 20th against Boston. They do those really cool green jerseys, right?
Yes.
And they're doing with Boston, who's got where
that would be so cool.
I don't know, whatever. Anyway,
because everyone gets drunk, and there's a lot of Irish people in Boston.
I've always hated the strip on March Madness and St. Patrick's Day.
I am going to change the name because here's the total. We like to do over-unders. I am going to call this the 4 Babies Face-Off. There will be 4 children birthed during that 2-week layoff.
Unless it's the players that are going. It's going to be like the third and fourth liners, right? Okay.
Yes, of course. Keep an eye on that, Golic.
Tuesday napkin, Tony. Write this down. We got to do our points projection for the month of December.
We have to do points projection. We have to also talk about the Four Nations face-off because that comes out on Wednesday.
Oh, fine.
The rosters.
Can we never talk about it again then on Thursday?
Wait, why are we waiting? Okay, yeah, we can wait until the next show. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much. Why did Brett Howden sign that contract extension? Okay. We appreciate you tuning in, especially our everydayers, especially all of our good friends in Singapore, ranked number 3, moving up with a bullet. And, of course, on Fridays, it's WTF.
I'm big in Indonesia, apparently, my hockey news articles.
You are huge. Yes, you are. You're very big there. And, of course, on Saturdays, sometimes it's the Chris and Chris Jr. show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy December, everyone. And we'll see you again on Tuesday. We'll be back again on Tuesday with many more shenanigans. For my man, Chris Golic, I am Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas. We'll see you again Tuesday right here on Locked On Golden Knights. And please take care.